If you don't mind, can we start in the back, my back left? The guest, please.
I'm Andy Miller, Arkansas Marketers Association.
Shane Ransford, P. Munster. Matt, get my dirt on.
Brian Levens, Parkside Energy and Environment.
Thank you all very much. Good time you get to introduce yourself.
Josh Stevens, DQ.
Jacqueline Trotta, DEQ.
Thank you. Did the committee have a chance to go up there and review the minutes? If so, do we have a motion?
A motion we approve is submitted by staff rejected.
We have a first, we have a second. We have a second. All in favor? Motion carries. Thank you.
Who seconded?
Elliot.
Thank you.
Start to do the financial status report, please.
Yes, I'm sitting up here temporarily because the handheld mics are not working. So this is the financial status report for period ending July 31st, 2026. The fund balance on July 1st, 2026, $50,846,420.40. Monthly receipts totaled $671,744.21 with no interest. Monthly expenditures totaled $155,984.96. For a balance on July 31st, 2026 of $51,362,179.65. And against that, we have reserved for emergency projects at $350,000. Current claims received $359,748.27. Claims approved but unpaid $1,885,845.29. Other corrective action obligations estimated $19,154,262.77. Orphan site corrective action obligations estimated $12,164,000. Potential third-party obligations estimated $985,000 for a total adjusted balance of $16,463,323.32. Are there any questions?
No further questions. Thank you very much.
Mhm.
All right, we'll go on to new business. Mr. Stevens, if you don't mind.
Good morning. Beginning with agenda item number 1 is LUS number 73-0090, the Southern Travel Plaza in Bald Knob, Arkansas. Request for reimbursement application number 1 was received from the responsible party on July 2nd, 2026. The RP of this site reported product release on April 16th, 2024, after contamination was discovered during piping closure. The period covered by this application is April 7th, 2026 through May 12th, 2026. Activities include the full implementation and reporting of a limited site assessment and the preparation of reimbursement application number 1. No contaminated soil or groundwater has been removed from the site, and no further action letter was issued on July 16th, 2026. This site is closed. The claim cost of $13,217.07 was checked against documentation provided, less the deductible of $7,500. The staff recommends that a claim be made to the responsible party in the total amount of $5,717.07. Becca.
Again, this is Oriana Thompson with SPATCO. This reimbursement application is for the implementation of a limited site assessment. That assessment, we put about 5 borings and 4 wells, collected soil and groundwater samples. We didn't really find a petroleum impact. There was definitely no free product. The results were presented to DEQ, and DEQ pretty much closed the case because we didn't find anything in this limited site assessment. So this one's one and done.
No further action. If nobody has any questions, I motion we approve as submitted by staff. As Jacob.
Got a first by Jacob, do we have a second? Second. Second by Scott.
Thanks.
Second by Scott, all in favor? Motion carries.
Moving on to agenda item number 2 is list number 04-0190, the Flash Market 185 in Salem Springs, Arkansas. The request for reimbursement application number 3 was received from the responsible party on July 6, 2026. The RP of this site reported a product release on April 13th, 2021. After receiving notification of soil samples with elevated levels of petroleum discovered during a phase 2 environmental site assessment. The period covered by this application is July 9th, 2023 through September 27th, 2025. Activities include the full implementation and reporting of a revised additional site assessment work planning cost estimate, change order number 1, the full implementation and reporting of a second revised additional site assessment work plan and its change order number 1, and the preparation fee of reimbursement application number 3. To date, approximately 3,320 gallons of contaminated liquid have been removed from the study area via mobile dual phase extraction events. PMI has reduced the claim by $2,880 for a duplicate charge. The claim cost of $193,026.87 was checked against documentation provided. Staff recommended an adjustment of $54 for a meal without a night of associated lodging. Therefore, staff recommends that the total claim be made to the responsible party in the amount of $192,972.87. PMI.
Good morning, Stan Raspberry, PMI Terracon. This application covered the additional assessment and reporting. Since that time, staff has prepared an exposure assessment and determined that no further work was needed other than plugging and abandoning the wells on site. So we have a well decommissioning work plan under review at this time. Once that's approved, we'll plug the wells and the case will be closed. There'll be one more application to cover that work, and this will be done.
Stan, any third party impact?
Chris, I don't know. I'm not directly involved with this project. Josh, do you have a?
Yes, sir. There is offsite third-party impact to the north.
Is it under that commercial building, the 2 square commercial?
It is on that parcel at depth. Free product has not been identified on that adjacent property, but the geologists and DEQ, can surmise that the extent of contamination does trespass, and there are some soil borings which did come back indicating there is actual trespass, but as far as free product on site has not yet been identified and is likely not there based on the data that we have.
This might be for legal. Trust fund eligibility was transferred from Last Market LLC to GPM Empire. What's the process in that transfer?
I can help answer that too, Lisa. So if there's a new responsible party, which there was, they reached out to us formally, like in a letter, saying that they would like eligibility transferred to them and they can pick up the corrective action. And so law states that we have to draft a consent administrative order that is a legal binding document. And we have all 3 parties sign. That is us, the previous owner, and the new owner. And so responsibility is what's transferred, not liability. So liability sticks with the old owner. But eligibility for reimbursement for corrective action and for third-party claims would transfer to the new owner.
So in that situation, if the funds are exhausted on that particular site, you're going back to Flash Market, you're not going to GPM?
Yeah, correct.
And also for transfer of eligibility, they have to, there's a legal capacity that they have to pass the muster on versus financial capacity. It's all in part A.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just curious. I don't see very many of these and just wondering how that process, and it makes sense. I mean, if you've got an operator that wants to take care and be responsible for getting it cleaned up and not to worry about the other guy, allows you to do that. But I just wanted to know how the responsible party, the original responsible party still fit into the picture. So,
And that is all laid out in the CAO. It's done that everybody has to sign off on that
Okay.
CAO.
okay.
Any further questions? Not, we'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion. Bruce, Bruce.
First by Chris, to a second.
Second.
You have a second? All in favor? Motion carries.
Moving on to agenda item number 3 is lust number 04-0205, the Bentonville School Bus Yard in Bentonville, Arkansas. Request for reimbursement application number 1 was received from the responsible party on July 7th, 2026. The RP of this site reported a product release on March 26, 2025, after receiving notification of elevated levels of petroleum product and soil sample results from the closure of 2 underground storage tanks. The period covered by this application is July 6, 2025 through February 21st, 2026. Activities include the full implementation and reporting of a site assessment work plan and cost estimate, as well as the full implementation and reporting of a monitor well decommissioning work plan, as well as the preparation of reimbursement application number 1. No waste other than investigation-derived waste was generated and disposed of. This site is closed. A no further action letter was issued on March 5th, 2026. PMI has reduced the claim amount by 3 cents to account for a rounding error. The total claim cost of $63,703.64 was checked against documentation provided, less the deductible of $7,500. Staff recommends that the claim be made to the responsible party in the total amount of $56,203.64. PMI.
Stan Rasberry, PMI Terracon. This is a first and final application. As Mr. Stevens stated, the site's been NFA.
There are no further questions. Motion we approve is submitted by staff. This Jacob.
First by Jacob, do we have a second?
Second by Scott.
Second by Scott, all in favor? Motion carries. Stan, thanks so much for saving trust fund money on that one.
Good looking out.
Moving on to the final agenda item number 4 is list number 54-0021, the Thomas Petroleum Y Camp, also known as the Jordan's Quick Stop number 70 in West Helena, Arkansas. A request for reimbursement application number 7 was received from the responsible party on July 29, 2026. The RP of the site reported a product release on July 29, 2014, when petroleum constituents were detected in soil samples collected during the Phase 2 site assessment. The period covered by this application is June 2nd, 2024 through March 21st, 2026. Activities include the preparation of a revised corrective action plan and the preparation of reimbursement app number 7. To date, a total of 176 gallons of vapor equivalent gallons of petroleum and were recovered, and total dissolved phase contaminated water amounts to 5,600 gallons. The The total claim cost of $39,104.50 was checked against documentation provided. An adjustment of $169.11 was recommended by staff to remove labor charges for that were under a different LUS project from the reimbursement application package. Therefore, staff recommends that the total claim be made to the responsible party in the amount of $38,935.39. PMI.
Stan Raspberry, PMI Terracon. We have no problem with the adjustment. Clearly, that was an accounting error. This application covers the preparation of this corrective action plan. We took this job over from another consultant, so there was some previous work done by them. The corrective action plan is currently being implemented. It's a two-phase approach. Part of it is soil vapor extraction underneath the building. We've installed some horizontal extraction wells. The SV system's on the ground. We're waiting on power hookup. And then the second part will be excavation, source removal. And that's supposed to start, I believe, next week.
Or read that right, approved plans equal subdivision.
That is correct. There's also a second list that's been opened and approved, so based on previous assessment data.
Any further questions on this? If not, when you entertain a motion.
Hey, this is Elliot. I work for Jordan, so I'm gonna abstain from this vote.
Got a first by Chris, do we have a second?
I'll second that as Jacob.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Elliot abstained. Thanks, Mr. Stevens.
Thanks.
Do we have any other business we need to discuss?
First of all, it was good to have all the a full committee up there.
You're talking, start as soon as we get here.
But as I understand it, I think this will be Mr. Blackman's last meeting. Is that correct?
Correct.
Well, thank you for your time served.
Thank you all. So, we got one meeting. Anything else? If not, everyone have a good day. Thank you all.